I learned so much of the science behind getting pregnant as a single mother by choice using donor sperm. I've always heard the term IVF, 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 and I realize it's used broadly to describe IVF and IUI. So I got pregnant successfully using IVF, but initially I tried IUI. Now, IUI stands for intrauterine insemination. And I don't want to sound like I'm some kind of scientist or a doctor, so I'm just going to tell you, like, in layman's terms, how I understand it to be. So IUI is where your eggs stay inside of you and the sperm is inserted into you, right? So pretty much like with like a turkey baster, right? Just like of course, they use like more sophisticated tools. But anywho, it's literally like going to the gynecologist for a pap smear, except instead of a withdrawal, they make a deposit. That's how somebody described it to me, and I loved it. So basically, IUI is where they just insert the sperm, far enough inside of you, and then let nature take its course, right? So the sperm still has to kind of swim, find your egg, fertilize it, and then become a baby. And so that one is really close to the natural process, but has a lower success rate. I know plenty of women who've gotten pregnant through IUI on like their first try, but on average, at least at the time that I did the research when I started, on average, it can take a woman like 6 tries of IUI before she actually gets pregnant. Whereas IVF has a higher success rate on the first try. So I believe it was like from like 30% IUI to like 60% IVF. And this research might be a little old because this is research I did when I first started my process. And so I always decided that I was going to try IUI twice. And if it didn't work, then I would jump to IVF, right? So like I wasn't going to try 6, 8, 10 times before. And I've seen women who have tried IUI like up to like 12, 16 times. I just told myself I'm going to do twice and then jump to IVF. So the IVF is in vitro fertilization. And the reason why it's more successful is because they actually extract your eggs or retrieve your eggs and they fertilize it outside of your body. So it eliminates that process of the sperm trying to find your egg by itself before it dies in your body. And so, it increases the chance of it meeting the eggs, your egg, and your egg becoming fertilized. So that fertilization happens outside your body and it becomes an embryo. And then that embryo is transferred into your body. And that's why it's a lot more successful. So I tried IUI twice, unsuccessful. And then I did IVF on the first try of IVF. I had success and I had my baby. She's so beautiful. And I love the process of IVF because, I literally got to see them putting my baby inside my body. Like I'm literally looking at the screen as they put her inside of me and, a little microscopic cell going in there and then just being able to watch her grow into this lovely, beautiful baby that she is right now. So that was really, really cool. And so that's high-level education on IUI versus IVF. And it's an extraordinary journey. Now, why someone may choose IUI or why I chose IUI first is because it's a lot less expensive. It's significantly less expensive to do IUI. So of course, naturally, I wanted to try that first. My numbers were great in terms of like my fertility, my egg production, everything was good. And so I thought it'd be successful. So I went with that first. And then rather than continue spending on IUI after the second try, I was like, all right, let's just go ahead and upgrade and do IVF so I can increase my chances. And I was blessed. So those are things to consider. And, again, with the IVF journey, you learn so much of the science. And I asked a lot of questions so I can get a better understanding of what was going on. So I encourage any woman on this path to ask as many questions and weigh the pros and cons of each option. And good luck.